The time has come. After many months of grinding, it's finally time to enter Twine Peaks, the most difficult section of the game. I've been looking forward to this for a while now, so join me and a couple of friends as we get ready to run my first Twine Peaks Storm Shield defense. What's going on, my geeks? I'm Kankoi Otaku, and welcome to Home Base Serenity, where today we're discussing Fortnite Save the World. Today's video is the beginning of a series where I'm going to cover my Storm Shield defenses in Twine Peaks. I've got my friends CJ and Joden with me, and in this video we're going to show you the spawn points for Storm Shield defense number 1 and the setup we're about to build. So let's jump on in and start by showing you the spawn points. So for Storm Shield defense 1, husks can spawn from all 4 directions around the Storm Shield. First, let's take a look at the spawn point in the north. According to what David Dean showed in his video, the husks that spawn in the north will spawn under or on the other side of this bridge that I'm looking at right now. There might be a couple spires on top there up on either side of the little bridge, but for the most part he said most of them will spawn under the bridge or on the other side. Now the east is actually a permanent spawn point. Husks will always spawn here to attack the Storm Shield. They'll always spawn in that grassy area right in front of me. And I think our setup for this is going to be a lot of fun because of this canyon area right here. Next up, the spawn point to the south. The husks will spawn right here on the pad where you can place an amplifier in the future. If you do place this amplifier down in future Storm Shield defenses, this spawn point will be cut off for the Storm Shield itself. So this is where I'm going to put down my first amplifier because I don't want to cut off the west spawn point just yet, since our build for the west is my favorite thing that we're going to do. And that's why I've saved the west for last. The idea for doing what we're about to do was originally shown online by A1 Get This Money, but David Dean also talked about it in his Twine Peaks SSD 1 video. We're going to do something similar to what they did, but CJ has come up with an enhancement that wasn't available when those videos were originally published. So there's actually a geyser right here. If you build up around it with floor and wall launchers, you can throw the husks into this bounce tunnel where they'll find a special treat which we'll show you after we've built it up. But the spawn point for the west is just like the south, right on the pad where you can place an amplifier in the future. That's why I'm going to put the south amplifier down first, to keep this bounce house as long as possible. So those are the spawn points for Twine Peaks Storm Shield defense number 1. We're going to go off camera now, build this all up, and then we'll come back and walk you through what we've done. Alright, so welcome back everyone. You can obviously see that the Storm Shield looks a lot different than it did when we left a second ago. We've possibly overbuilt, but I think it's going to be a pretty fun build, so let's walk you through it. First, starting off with what I've done here in the middle for my Storm Shield. Just to start off at the top, I've built a Dorito and put a sniper defender under it with the neon sniper that can actually shoot through walls. So being up here, she can defend pretty much anything. I'm pretty sure the range is good enough to reach down. We all think she is. So it should be good to have that up there. As far as what we've got downstairs, I've got walls with 45-degree angles, just to give a little buffer between this wall and the Storm Shield itself, with alternating traps, as you can see here, between the gas traps and different electrical traps on the ceiling, the flame traps and retractable floor spikes on the floor, alternating between the wall darts and wall dynamos on the walls. And that's just kind of how I do literally the entire way around on this part, except for right here where we have 3 wall darts together. We'll explain that in a second. But it literally does go all the way around. I've left an entrance here so I can actually start the Storm Shield easily. And then this little ramp here is for when I'm not a ninja, because I don't actually run ninjas whenever I do this. I run constructor so I can use the base. That way I can get up here without having to double jump. I shouldn't have double jumped there. I will do it again with a regular jump. And you can see it's very easy to get up here so we can put down a base. We're going to start off showing you east. This is going to be one of the permanent ones that could always get an attack. So what we've done here is based on, well, that's advantageous that happened right there. Whenever you get close to certain areas that you shouldn't build, you'll have a lava bomb like that come in. Please don't ever build anything in that area. It'll be a waste of your time because it'll get immediately destroyed. Based on advice from David Dean's video, this is something that I didn't actually know for sure until I saw his video. The husks are always going to go in these storm shield defenses for the light right here in the middle of the storm shield. So keeping that in mind, we've built a little tunnel for them here with wall launchers mostly and floor spikes to slow them down. And what's going to happen here is as they come up here, the wall launchers will knock them off down here, where they'll have to go either up there or potentially even all the way around. It's just going to put them into this infinite loop where they're never, hopefully never going to get any further. See, there's the lava bomb again because I got too close to it. But should they get far enough, I've put in a little timeout room here. So they'll get knocked into this room where they'll get frozen, wall dynamos on the wall dart and gas trap, just to kind of give them a little place to time out and die. If they decide to not follow that path, we've got an alternate tunnel set up here with a dual length timeout room. I've got a little bit of a glitch right here. I'm not sure why this wall dynamo is in the middle instead of on the wall, but we'll see what happens with that. So they come through here, wall launcher to push them back. If they get up here, you got another timeout room. Again, another wall launcher to push them back. And it's just, the idea is to slow them down as much as possible to make sure they don't actually make it up to the actual storm shield. So now we're going to take you over to south, and Joden is going to show you what he's done.
So what I did is I started with floor spikes, of course, for the snare, wall launcher, wall launcher, wall launchers for, as we've explained in the east, create an infinite loop where the wall launchers, and this is in practice, I've done this on my own storm shield defense, it will launch the husks out here into this field, forcing them to path back up this ramp, and you could even put more wall launchers here if you wanted to force the delay. And they'll path back up this ramp here, trying to get to the storm shield here. So all you really need is wall launchers for delay, and what I did here is block off the ramp, because if there wasn't any kind of a block, they would potentially path underneath the wall launchers. Since you can't clip into ramps, they would path underneath the walls and ignore your wall launchers. So I blocked them off with spikes just in case they wanted to get frisky with the walls, because ideally you want them to just get path this way and get pushed off and get that infinite loop. And they will take a little bit of damage when they fall and hit the field down there. But ideally, loop them infinitely until they die or until time runs out.
All right. And now we're going to skip west and show you a little bit about what we've done over here at north, because this is actually a really ingenious build over here at north. I like it a lot. So I'm going to have Joden show off what he's done here as well, because this is legitimately really cool.
This is a little bit of an experiment, because I didn't do this on my own storm shield defense as I did on the south. The idea is husks will spawn out here underneath that archway, and potentially out in the fields over there. So they hit the wall launcher again for delay, path up the stairs, wall launcher to push them back. When that's on cooldown, they'll path towards the center here. Couple of traps, ceiling gas, electric fields. Hit the wall launcher, will push them back this way in this little box here. And then they'll go underneath, left or right, and walk up here, ideally. And they'll hit the wall launchers or the wall darts. And if this works, like I said, this is an experiment. If this works as intended, it'll force husks to walk across the same path twice. So in practice, we'll see how that actually works, because they don't always follow directions.
And then now the part we're most excited about, the west. And the west is actually in two parts. So we'll have CJ show you what he started off with over here, and then the fun part.
Alright everyone, let's see. This is what I started off with. there are not, with the tracking of the husks, they normally split up into two parts. On this hill over here, and this pathway down here. Now, when I first started building, I know I had this problem on my shield where most of them were trying to path this way and ignore the main path over there. So what I did to counteract it is first just this little timeout room over here for them to take damage, but the main area is this up here. Just some wall launchers to knock them into this little area I call the Valley of Death. The complete way around, so as they track, they get hit with the floor spikes, which causes them to snare, freeze traps, and then a next floor spike to slow them down significantly, and then the wall launchers knock them down. Then after they get knocked down, they have to go up into here,
this is the fun part,
which we basically call the fun room. As you can look around, you can see a lot of wall launchers and floor launchers. The enemies will continue to get knocked about all over the place. If they come up this way, they get knocked over here, get knocked into this wall launcher, and then get knocked into this area where the goal is to hopefully they completely bounce off the wall and they get knocked into the geyser trap.
And this is where we've actually changed it from what we saw David Dean do in his video, where we've actually added in the new broadside trap, alternating at different layers, so that they get some damage as they go down. And even though it's not as fun as seeing 50,000 husks bouncing up and down, it's still going to be good.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of bouncing up and down, I think we missed out one area. This is the plan. You see, because you have to have the husks have multiple pathways to come. They'll be coming up these stairs, get knocked off the stairs with these wall launchers, and then to come up here, get hit with this floor launcher, hit with that wall launcher, and then get knocked over off the stairs to potentially get some more damage, and then be forced to path with their way back up around again.
Alright, so we've actually made one quick change. We decided we actually wanted to add in some more of the broadside traps here in Death Valley. It's already overkill as it is, but we thought we might as well do it for the meme. So we'll see how this goes. It should be a lot of fun to watch with all these cannons going off.
This is going to be a thing of beauty.
So that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something to help you with your own Twine Peak Storm Shield defense. We're going to come back and do the gameplay in a separate video, so if you want to see that, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can see any new videos as soon as they go live. Thanks again to CJ and Joden for helping me get this all set up. I'm really excited to see where this build goes. As always, special shout outs to the other Save the World content creators: Latana, Demon Joe France, Tori X, David Dean, Aiden Harris, Rounded Tic Tac, and A1 Get This Money. If you want to check out their channels, I've linked them down below in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay cool, geeks. Have a great day, everyone.